Wolf, Tom and I have been talking all day long about three critical time periods that have to be considered in all of this. And let me bring in the crime scene here so we can talk about what we mean. First critical time period, the actual time of the explosion. We know that about 17,000 runners had already crossed the finish line on Boylston Street. Another 6,000 were headed that way when the first big bomb went off. They're just short of the finish line. And about 2 football fields away, 12 seconds later, the second bomb went off. Obviously, those sites, Tom, are critical to investigators in terms of physical evidence. What are they looking at right now?
Well, Tom, the first thing they want to do is try to recover as much of the bomb device as they can to help identify who may have made it, how it was constructed, and get an idea whether right there it would help focus whether it's international or domestic or a group that's been seen before by the way it was put together. So first issue is get pieces of that bomb and as much evidence of the explosive device and the material containing the device as they can.
And we've been hearing bits and pieces about that all day, about like a nylon bag, that sort of thing. But let me rotate the table around here because I want to show you something here. The expanded search area is actually much bigger than the initial explosion, Tom. They didn't just focus on the initial area, but really for a couple of blocks around. Why so far?
The materials in the bomb are exploding and traveling through the air at about 7,000 feet per second. You could easily have material from the first bomb overlap material from the second bomb. So literally, you could find a detonator near the second bomb that maybe came from the first bomb. So you have this tremendous amount of debris that could possibly overlap depending on the position of the buildings and
you could even have a critical part that was blown up onto, for example, one of the rooftops that may be a block away.
This is one of the other first places they looked. This is very common in an explosion to have parts of the bomb go airborne straight up and over the top of buildings, even land blocks away.
Let's talk about the second critical time here. The second critical time is the time right before the race. Let's change all these pictures to what was happening then. There were happy families, people gathered all around. There had been a sweep for explosives just 3 hours before this went off. So Tom, they're looking at photographs, they're looking at video, they're talking to all these people and saying, what did you see that maybe at that time did not seem like a big deal?
Right, and you had people coming and going all during that time. And again, the belief that timers were used for the device, so somebody could have come there and put the device down and walked away a long period of time, let's say, before the bomb exploded. Now, I don't think they would have done too long of time fearing that maybe dogs would come along and locate the device and neutralize it. So probably the period of about 30 minutes to up to the time of the explosion would be the critical time. But from a video and witness standpoint, the police would want to be looking back to several hours if they can to see if somebody was there a longer period of time or came and went a couple of times.
One other really critical thing in this, it's very different in this crime scene compared to many others, Wolf. The simple truth is every single runner in this race coming down that chute was wearing an electronic tracking tag so that the race organizers would know where they were. Those runners are busy running. They really don't have time to be looking at the sidelines, but they still matter. Why?
Well, the important thing is that the runner probably has family members, friends, neighbors, colleagues who are on the sidelines to support them. So by knowing who crossed that line at a certain time, you go to the runner and then ask them about who else was there with you, and we would like to interview them,
and
talk to them, see if they have photographs.
Phone numbers and emails and everything else. The last critical period of time, of course, is what happened before and after that, whether or not somebody was in a restaurant, whether somebody's in a parking garage or captured by another security camera some distance away. Did they see something that will lead to the fourth critical period of time, Wolf, and that is an arrest? Wolf?